Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. Before we discuss the main topic at hand, I thought I'd take a moment, step back, and talk to you all for a minute or two. Over the course of the past 6 months, my channel's size has exploded. It's grown to the point that within the last month alone, it has doubled in size from 25,000 subscribers to now over 50. And if current trends continue, the channel has a very high likelihood of doubling in size again by the end of the year. And while this is extremely exciting news for me, and it is something that I still have a hard time wrapping my head around, I can't help but notice a trend in recent days, and it's not something that I think is healthy or sustainable. There has been a great deal of drama on the channel, what with Alex Maurer, Gun Media, and Friday the 13th, not to mention our normal array of shady smaller developers and asset flippers. It seems that the righteous indignation train has been trucking along full speed ahead. Through it all, I've attempted to retain as much of an objective stance in my content as I can, trying to make sure and relate the facts as best as I can so you can all make up your own minds on what is presented and why. Recently, I've been informed of multiple situations involving what some have called hate speech in the comments section, other instances of online and real-world harassment, as well as doxing and even going so far as to DDoS a company's servers, not once, but twice. And while I do appreciate that in the grand scheme of things my channel is still relatively small by YouTube standards, I've still held myself somewhat accountable for those actions that I was informed of. You see, once is an occurrence, twice a coincidence, but 3 times is a pattern, and 4? Well, 4 is a trend. And it has been at minimum 4 times that I've heard about these sort of occurrences shortly after one of my videos goes live. Admittedly, hearing the news of one of these things has given me a fair number of sleepless nights, but after wrestling with this conundrum along with a fair wave of trolls armed with their usual tired insults, pushes for suicide, and even some likening me to the new Keemstar of games media, I've thought long and hard about recent events. And what I've come to realize is that I have to let it go. You see, it was naive of me to agonize as much over everything that has happened as I did. Yes, I have made mistakes in the past, and I'm sure I'll make many more in the future. That's all part of being human. As long as I own up to them, admit that they were indeed mistakes and not try to shrug them off and cover them up, and learn from them in the process, then I can allow myself to sleep at night. I very nearly even censored my own channel over all this, and it would have been very wrong of me to do so. You see, my channel has always been about consumer awareness and consumer advocacy, and 2 of the most important tenets of that is freedom of speech, and the other is choice. The simple ability for one to make an informed decision based on their own wants and needs. I think it is that perception that is the most important aspect of maintaining a strong consumer-centric perspective, is that you all are going to make up your own minds on your own no matter what I say or do. Oh, I can attempt to persuade or even cajole, but at the end of the day, each and every one of you is going to make up your own minds, and in doing so, your own actions are also your own. Now, I've always tried to present my videos in such a way that I'm not telling you what to do or think, but presenting you with as much relevant data as I can in my own way, and then letting you do with it as you will. And while yes, I may be extremely quick on the uptake in many areas, in this particular area my brain was about as slow as molasses in coming to the realization that not only that I can't continue to hold myself responsible for the words and actions of other people, but I would be doing both myself and you a disservice while doing so. Your actions are your own, and if I accept responsibility and by extension blame for the actions of others, as long as they were not spurred into motion by me directly, then I am diminishing your ability and your right to make your own choices. And also, by that extension, I would continue to beat myself up over the actions of someone that I realistically have absolutely no control over, nor should I. There will be drama created through the course of things from time to time. This past month has been rife with it, but things will eventually return to normal. But I have to face the fact that it is a literal impossibility to please everyone, and if I try to please everyone, then I'll end up pleasing no one. So I'll simply go back to doing what I've always done best, reporting on events and news as it comes my way and providing as honest of a review on any game that I cover along the way, and then you all can take it as you will. But as long as I do my best to continue to be honest and straightforward with you all, and hopefully not put my foot in my mouth too often, then I can still be the man that my daughter looks up to and someone I can look in the eye in the mirror every morning and still smile. Everything else, any decisions any of you make in regards to that, is your own responsibility. I refuse to take credit for someone else's words and actions any longer. That said, let's talk about what you all came for, shall we? So, Alex Maurer, she's back again, but this time we have a bit of good news. Of course, it will be interspersed with a bit of the usual mess, but first the facts and the good things that have happened today. So as some of you might be aware, yesterday Alex Maurer hired an attorney who specializes in copyright law, much like Leonard French. As there was to be a hearing in regards to a temporary restraining order that same day, Maurer's defense attorney requested a continuance so he could have a chance to review everything. A perfectly reasonable request, which was granted. The hearing for that restraining order was earlier this morning, and I am pleased to announce that it was indeed granted. So as of today's date, the 13th of June, Alex Maurer has a restraining order in place in regards to the works of Imago Softworks and any works related to Star Mazer. The restraining order states quite simply, first, the defendant shall not issue further copyright claims or takedown notices, including Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown notices for any work relating to Star Mazer. Defendant shall take the necessary steps to rescind the takedown notices currently pending for any work relating to Star Mazer. Defendant shall refrain from making threats of harm and physical violence against plaintiffs or plaintiff's lawyer. Plaintiff shall post a bond in the amount of $100. And the court will conduct a hearing on plaintiff's application for a temporary restraining order on Wednesday, July 19th. So that is going to be a separate action there that will continue on. And what this means is that Alex Maurer cannot file any further DMCA strikes on any Star Mazer related content and must take steps to rescind any pending takedown notices. So YouTube channels should have their strikes lifted within the next few days. If anyone receives a new copyright strike in regards to any content related to Star Mazer or Star Mazer DSP, then please do inform Leonard French immediately, as that is a violation of the restraining order. However, I know some of you are going to ask, so let's be clear. This involves only works related to Imago Softworks. Those channels being affected in regards to the River City Ransom Underground, those are not covered under this. In fact, this has continued, as it seems that I actually received confirmation on this via Twitter that River City Ransom Underground has indeed been removed from Steam via further abuses of Maurer, the DMCA takedown system, as I was actually editing this video. This also means that any River City Ransom Underground content on YouTube, VidMe, or Twitch that might contain any music or sound effects composed by Maurer are not safe. Alex Maurer does not even care that fair use is a valid legal defense in the vast majority of these cases, and seems to only care about causing as much damage and destruction as humanly possible. Either way, what we've gotten today is a small victory, but it is very evident that there is a very long way to go in this fight. Now, as a result of this, Maurer seemingly fired her attorney and even went so far as to accuse him of harassing Maurer. The insane tirade continued all day long, and I really don't want to get into the specifics of all that here, as it's very much not pertinent to the task at hand. We all know that Maurer is unstable, and today's events only solidified that. I know that this video was more me talking about the channel than the Alex Maurer case, but most of the news today was simply Maurer being Maurer, and I don't want to deal with any sensationalizing of Maurer's fits. Quite frankly, Maurer doesn't deserve the platform. Regardless of all of that, though, please do let me know what you all think down in the comments below. I know I can't respond to all of them, but I do try my best to at least read as many as I can. Especially in recent days, I rely on the moral compass that is my viewers more than ever, and as I do very much want to avoid any missteps. Quite frankly, you all deserve me at my best, and I will do what I can to deliver that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and it has reached the point where so many people have actually requested SidAlpha t-shirts, I have decided to oblige. For an indeterminate period of time, you can get your own SidAlpha t-shirt, sweater, or hoodie over at teespring.com/SidAlpha. Link is in the description below. Nothing says taking pride in something more than advertising it to the world and wearing it on your body, so get your very own SidAlpha OG logo shirt now.